John Salley and Byron Scott also went into Michael Jordan conversation. And it was a heck of a conversation, right? John Salley has a unique perspective. He played with Kobe in LA. He played against Jordan when he was in Detroit. Then he played with Jordan. He played with Magic as well. So that perspective of greats that he played with and against and spent time with is very unique. So I like to hear conversations like that. This is what he said about Michael Jordan.
That's it.
Now, you played with one of the best players ever, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You talked about Kobe earlier. You got something special about Jordan?
Yeah.
During your time there in Chicago?
Yeah, MJ, when it was me, Dennis, and James Edwards, Ron Harper on that team.
Mm.
And, you know, Ron Harper used to give Michael the numbers. Well, then people
he was
don't
healthy?
know that. When he was healthy,
Ooh.
he was
Harper was a problem.
He was.
He used to talk about it in the Laker locker room all the time.
He was a problem when he was healthy.
He was. And MJ, we're in a practice, and Phil said, tell him to go home, and he didn't know why, and he waited. And he was like, all right, we're playing for minutes, scrimmage for minutes. And MJ came in, nah, you ain't putting me out. And he had on regular tennis shoes. They look.
What? I'll first of all, I don't know if you caught that, but he said they was at practice. This was when James Edwards, who played for Detroit when it was the Bad Boys, Dennis Rodman, of course, he's a Bad Boy Piston. John Salley, another Bad Boy Piston, was on the squad. They had 3 Detroit Bad Boy Pistons on that team in '96, right? He said Ron Harper was there. You know, of course, you know that roster, right? So he said that Phil Jackson told Michael Jordan, "You're off today. No practice for you, buddy. Go home." He kicked Michael Jordan out of the gym. Mike was like, "What the heck?" So Michael was leaving. And then he heard Phil Jackson say, all right, we playing for minutes, because I guess he had a lot of vets on that team and they all probably deserve minutes. So he was like, look, y'all all playing a game for minutes. Based off this game is who go get minutes. And Mike heard that and was like, oh, hell no, y'all ain't about to play without me. You couldn't get Mike not to practice, right? Especially competition. He said Mike came back in and was like, nah, I ain't going nowhere. You're not about to play without me. Listen to the story.
Like Vans, but they were Nike. And he had his sweats cut and rolled at the bottom. You know, he thought he was fly. He wasn't. But, you know, you don't say nothing to the Messiah. And he was like, yeah, put all the Pistons on that team, Wood Harp, and put Randy Brown over there.
So he comes back in with not even no basketball shoes, no tape on his ankles, no ankle brace, no elbow pad, no shorts, just some jogging pants and some Nikes that he said was flat on the bottom like Vans. And then he told Phil Jackson, I'm playing, and put all the Pistons on that team with Ron Harper and Randy Brown. So Randy Brown, Ron Harper, and now he just described that Ron Harper used to put numbers on Jordan when he was with Cleveland. And I want to go against Ron. So Ron's guarding me, I'm guarding him. So Ron on that squad with all them Pistons and Randy Brown. Give me my Scottie Pippen and the guys that I came in with before the Pistons showed up.
And Hart was pissed because Randy Brown, Black Randy Brown was,
yeah.
And we're playing. And all of a sudden I'm running back and MJ gets a steal. And I go, and he's about to do the right hand jump. I said, oh, I know exactly what dunk you're going to try. I'm getting this. I don't care. And I drop step and turn around about to jump. And as I'm about to jump, his midsection is moving past my face. And you know, you try to bring yourself down. He was like, block this, bitch. Boom. And I'm like, I take the ball out, boom, boom. I'm staying in the hotel behind the facility. So I would jump the fence. And I go home, I call my mother. She's like, how is it? I said, Ma, I just saw the greatest player of all time. She said, it took you that long to admit it. I go, yeah, it took me this long to admit it. But I just saw him playing tennis shoes, no tape, no knee brace, no wristband, sweatpants on, t-shirt, and a practice jersey, and thought he was in the finals against us. Like he literally thought he was reliving the 80s. And I was like, yeah, this dude is on next level. He is. And we would go out to play against somebody, and MJ coming, everybody's happy to see him, but even in the back when you're about to put your hands together, he was hella intense.
Yeah.
He was the last to come out. So we would all run out, and then MJ would be the last. That would scare. If you looking down there, you go, "Oh my God, MJ! Oh, here come the devil now."
Yeah, you hope he wasn't showing up, right?
Yes, he was, and my locker was here at the United Center, and he was right here, and I would watch him put his sock up, and then look at this sock, and then like had to be the same height, and then he would, everything had to. Like he was a gladiator. And I was like, I don't even think people realize how psycho this dude is. All you got to do, pull his shirt out a little bit, it's going to piss him off. It needs to be tucked perfectly. Just mess up his outfit. That's the only way to stop him, to make him think about anything else but destroying you. And his mentality was destroy you.
Yeah.
Demean you. Finish you. Shouldn't even be on court. It's the best thought in the world.
Yeah, he wanted to, like Kobe, he wanted to embarrass you.
Yeah.
He wanted to make you quit.
Not just for today.
No, for life.
Yeah.
When every time you face him, he wanted to make you feel like, man, I ain't got nothing, I can't do nothing with this dude. I don't even want to play tonight. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make you quit.
Do you ever see Coach when he's standing there with his arm folded when he was a Laker coach? That's what he wanted you to do. I want to go home. I want to go home right now.
I know a lot of guys who played against him that wanted to go home too. Like, man, I'm gonna foul him just so you can put me on the bench. I ain't got to play with him. I mean, there were some guys that just didn't want to play with him. Yeah, they didn't want to play against him. He really did want. And I would tell people this all the time, Spotty. They was like, so how was he guarding Michael Jordan? I said, well, the way I guarded Michael is I'm going to play back. I'm going to make him shoot jump shots. I said, but the other thing is every time he hit a shot, I was like, man, good shot, MJ. That's a hell of a shot, dog. I'm right there. I said, if you kill him with kindness, I said, but if you talk shit,
oh yeah,
just one little word, you might have, man, that's all he need.
That's the end of your night.
That's it. So I would be like, hey, only guy ever that I guarded that I would be like, hey, MJ, that was a good shot, dog. I complimented him the whole night every time he made him shot. Even when he missed it, I'd be like, oh, damn, dog, that was right there. I say, because the one thing I ain't going to do is piss him off.
No.
I said, because he'll get 60.
But man, you got a really good haircut.
Yeah.
They use a straight edge, or was that a clipper? You bring your guy with you?
I didn't piss him off.
So they speaking about the fear that they had. Well, first, John Salley told the story about him having a practice with MJ and seeing him do phenomenal things. As always, people, Ron Harper and BJ Armstrong, for sure, always talked about, man, the stuff that we seen MJ do in practice has like what we seen him do in real games ain't got nothing on what we seen him do in practice. Same thing with Magic Johnson in the Olympics with the Dream Team. He said, man, those practices was unreal, and the stuff that MJ was doing was unreal, right? I just wish I could see some of that, man, because the stuff I seen him do on the real basketball court was like, man, it's obvious that he's the best, and you telling me there's some stuff that's better than that? That's insane, right? So Sally's telling that story like, man, I told my mom, man, I saw the greatest player I ever seen. Even though I played against him and I knew he was great and one of the greatest, man, getting this close to him and seeing it, oh, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. And I played with Magic and Worthy and Kareem. This cat right here, I ain't never seen nothing like this, right? That's what Sally's saying. Then Byron Scott's explaining how I feared him. I knew not to trash talk him. That's the only player. I would trash talk anybody, but the only player I wouldn't trash talk was Mike, because he'll give you 60. I complimented him. I tried to kill him with kindness. Good shot, Mike. Good shot. Because the moment you start trash talking and making him mad, it's a switch that can come on, and then the groove that he would get into would turn into 50, 60 points. And I don't want for 60 dropped on my head. Just give me your 25, your 28. Give me your average, your 28 to 30 points, and let's get out of here. Right? You go stay in that triangle offense. Don't give him a reason to tell Phil, nah, man, let me kill him. Stay in that triangle offense, let that ball move, and just take the loss easily. He go get his 28, his 30, but don't piss him off. Imagine saying that. There's somewhere there's a Hakeem Olajuwon quote that I really have to fact check to make sure it came from Hakeem. But evidently it comes from his book. And shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants because I seen him post this. So I got to check that book to see it. But the quote went something like this. Hakeem said, if we were all in the jungle and we were all animals and Michael Jordan was just laying down asleep at the top of a rock, no other animal in the jungle would go bother him. The African said that. Said if we were all animals in the jungle and Mike was on top of a rock asleep, nobody would go and bother him. That's how much of a predator he was in the NBA. People fear him like that for real. Shaq said he feared him. Nobody wanted to see him turn that switch on and go into a psychopath. And then they said Kobe was the same way. No one ever says that LeBron was like that. Huge difference. Huge difference. Right? I'm not even gonna open the phone lines up for this. But there is one more thing that he said.
What's your top 5?
Okay, this got me in trouble before, but now I'm gonna preface it.
Top 5 greatest players in
that
NBA.
I saw
You saw.
when I was watching, or period. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I left Hakeem Olajuwon out because I'm an idiot.
You know what, Hakeem?
Hakeem,
Not many people that didn't play in the NBA or played against Hakeem leave him off a whole lot of lists, but a lot of people leave him. You know what I mean? I mean, he don't get it's kind of like Larry, to be honest with you. He don't get the respect that I think he deserves. People don't mention him enough. Hakeem Olajuwon was a
man, let me tell you something.
The dream was cold-blooded, man.
It made me afraid to go to Africa. You see this wall?
Yeah.
That's what he felt like.
Yeah.
So, you get behind somebody and they turn around and post it and you bump them because you want to move them one step.
Yeah.
That's all. If I move you one step, you're going to miss the shot because you've been practicing. I know when I watch you warm up and you're shooting from this spot, all I got to do is move you 12 inches. You're not going to hit the same shot. I hit Hakeem one time and I swear my funny bone started hurting on the other arm. I hit him and I was like, holy shit. And I tried to stick my hand under. He was such a problem. Kevin McHale was a problem, but Hakeem was a problem.
And Hakeem was a gentleman, man. He was such a great person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Great person. But you talking about that game?
He was the business.
The dream.
So I got to have 6. You give me 10, I'll put LeBron in. I'll put Kobe in. I'll put in Bernard King.
Ooh.
That's a good one. That's your favorite player.
Charles Barkley, because no one realized he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's small, but rebound like crazy.
Yeah, 6'5", from the floor to the ceiling, and 6'5" from shoulder to shoulder.
Oh man, okay. We're gonna get off basketball for a minute.
So Kareem, Mike, he said Mike first. I don't know if he was talking in order, but he definitely said Mike first. He said Larry Bird. He said Magic, Isaiah, Kareem. That's his 5, right? Which is funny because every show that he goes on, his 5 is different. But what's really consistent is most of the time he's got Michael Jordan number 1. Right? I have a couple of rules when I do rankings. And one of my rules is MJ is one on the GOAT list. My second rule is Kobe is always going to be ahead of LeBron. Hakeem is always going to be ahead of Shaq. Magic and Isaiah is always going to be ahead of Steph Curry. And then I debate Oscar and Steph for number 3 at the position. And as far as small forwards, Larry Bird is going to be my number 1 small forward. And then they get to LeBron, Dominique, maybe Pippen, maybe Dr. J, right? So those are my rules when I do my ranking. And I mean, ain't really much to say about that. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. That's not even debatable. It's just debatable where you go put Kareem and how high you go put Kobe. Right? That's really the only thing that is really a conversation. And I wouldn't debate anyone with Mike, Kareem, and Kobe. Those 3 are not debatable for me. Those are my top 3. Not debatable. I won't even entertain the conversation unless I'm bored, right? But it's not debatable. Number 4 is where the debate starts. All right, number 4 is where the debate starts. So players like Bill Russell, players like Wilt, Bird, Magic, LeBron, Hakeem, Shaq, Dr. J. All those are Oscar. All of those guys are in that conversation to be debated to round out the top 10. Hakeem, all that stuff to round out that top 10. But other than that, man, you gotta stop letting people drag you into these conversations with LeBron and Jordan. That junk is not even close. I mean, it's embarrassing to even have that conversation. Like it's a embarrassment to basketball if the best that ever played the game is LeBron. Like, that's embarrassing to the sport. All the embarrassment, all the goofiness, all the disgrace, all the shortcuts, all the grinds that he ducked, all of the super teams, all of the losing in the final, all the deficiencies in his personal game, all the help he needs. Like, it's embarrassing to the sport to say that that's the best that we got to offer. At least if someone says Brady is the best football player, at least they can hang on the fact that this dude got 7 rings. At least you can do that. And then if you don't think that Brady played in a era that was his toughest time, Joe Montana's, at least with Joe Montana, you can say this dude was almost as close to a flawless quarterback as possible and never lost in the Super Bowl and got 4, 5 rings, 4 rings, whatever he got, 3 or 4, I don't know. At least he's never lost in the Super Bowl. At least you could say that. At least you could say he played in the toughest era. You get what I'm saying? At least you can do that. But imagine if we said that, who would be the equivalent to LeBron James in the NFL? It would be probably Emmitt Smith. I mean, he won some rings. He got the rushing record. But golly, that's the best football player we've ever had? Over Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Deion Sanders, Reggie White, Barry Sanders? That'd be a shame. That'd be a shame to say that's the best. So that's how I feel about LeBron, man. Like, it's not possible that that's the best that we've ever seen. That's not even possible. Michael Jordan is by far the best we've ever seen. By far. So, I mean, I don't even know what people be talking about.